This week we are back playing Tribes Primitive Builder, and I am Gilman, and the person co-hosting with me is...
I am known as Squall Snake online because I picked that name back when Xbox was first coming out. And now I'm stuck with it pretty much forever. But you can check us out at mygamer.com, and then you can follow me on Twitter at ZachGaz, ZACKGAZ. And this game, at the time of this stream, came out just a couple, 2, 3 weeks ago. So still pretty new.
So it is a survival game, basically. Very much like Ark, Survival Evolved,
Hmm.
in that it's primitive. You only hit a certain degree of technology, really. There's no... In Survival Evolved, you could get crazy. You would um, you'd be able to get guns and laser guns and shit like that eventually. In this one, it's if you have something stronger than a stone axe, it's
Yeah.
impressive. So yeah, this game. I've played it for a good bit of time. I beat the first two encampments. Is probably the easiest way to call them.
So is the goal just to survive and build stuff, or you got to go and like take over other territories or tribes or something?
So at first, it's just to build stuff and survive, and then
Hmm.
after a while, it becomes build stuff, and the main mechanic of it is it comes with you basically build up a village. And I've built up 2 villages at this point. And you have to basically point and tell them what to do. So you'll build their huts and stuff like that, but you have to assign them to the huts, and then you have to say, okay, man, go, gather food for everyone, and they'll go and gather food for everyone.
Yeah. So the main verbs on the Steam page are explore, construct, help your tribe. You want to craft some tools, hunt, expand. So yeah, typical survivor stuff.
Yep. Yeah. The interesting part is the tribe actual mechanic. That's
Hmm.
probably the most interesting part of this entire game. It's it's kind of fun to set it up. So there was nothing here, and I just placed all of this stuff. Um, yeah, and you can trade back and forth between villages, which when the game first released, you could not. So, the idea of, well, this village will just make tools and harvest stuff, whereas this village over here is going to provide food for everyone. So you can specialize villages and stuff. Yeah,
Hmm.
no, that wasn't a thing when it first came out.
Oh,
Supposedly they've patched it since then. My main issue with this game so far, haven't beaten it, didn't see credits roll or anything like that, is it's very samey.
hmm.
So you build up the village, you get everything together in the first area, and then you go and do that in the next area. And then you would go and do that in the area after that. So it's...
Yeah, I'm seeing here that the other thing with this game in comparison to like Ark or any of the million other games that are out there like this is single player only, it says. So there's usually when there's a big open world game, like you can play online, you can hit it up co-op, like you start building, I'm going to go hunt over here, we'll meet in the middle kind of a thing.
I'll get the base together. I'll just start
Yeah.
harvesting trees. You get some food.
Hmm.
Yeah, no, this is very much just you. It's a survival city building game is probably the easiest way to
Yeah.
describe it. And that part of getting the tribes and stuff, that's a lot of fun, except that it's just such vast areas of distance between any two places. Like you're going to be running for at least 5 minutes between tribes.
Can you build anywhere, or you can only build in certain areas?
Um, it's pretty much designated areas, but I think when you can expand out from those areas eventually.
Hmm.
Um,
Or is it like I have to cut down all the trees in this area to make a flat land, then
oh
I can
no, it's
start building
just
stuff?
you can just lay stuff down.
Oh, okay.
So can I actually? Yeah, no, I can just put this wherever I want.
Okay.
Yeah, so No, absolutely. You build anywhere, but it's only pre-designed buildings. Like
Oh, okay,
every
okay.
hut's gonna look the same.
Hmm.
Every trading post is gonna look exactly the same. It's just fine.
Yeah.
At least then you get functional shit. Because
Hmm.
honestly, if I was to build it, it would be like four walls and a ceiling. That's what you're getting. Get over it.
And it would fall over in the first rainstorm,
Yeah, I
and
don't
there'd be
care what this
holes.
looks
Yeah.
like. I'm not living in it. You guys are assholes. Fuck you.
Yes. Yeah. What is that? What is that thing right there?
So it wants me to build this idle thing to place explosives in, and I'm just trying to. I haven't played this in a couple of weeks, so I'm just trying to
Hmm.
catch up and figure out where my explosives are. Do I have to build them?
So you
No.
have to put explosives in this idle thing? That seems weird.
Yeah, I have to fucking blow this up. It collapsed or some bullshit.
Hmm.
Oh, okay. I have to do okay. Divine sand. Okay. See, and that's something else that annoys me is that when you build stuff, so you'll get goals like this to progress,
Hmm.
and it'll basically be like, okay, well, you're building a bigger thing than just a hut, so it's going to be done in stages. Well, you only really find out the materials you need for that stage when you're in front of it. So it's not like where it says, place the explosives. If there was a drop down list that said, okay, you need total this much to finish
Yeah.
this objective. Um, whereas, so like I don't even remember how much fucking divine sand I need. So I'm gonna say like maybe 100. Uh, and besides that, it's just you need to pay attention to exactly what it needs, and then you have to go and get it, and then you don't know if you need something else until it says, okay, now you need, I was running back and forth. I could have stopped and picked up divine sand back
Yeah.
at the village, but
Yeah.
instead I had to get to that stage before it would tell me that I needed divine sand for it.
Because regular sand just does not do the trick.
Dude, I don't know what divine. I think divine sand is like some kind of explosive or something. I don't
Where do
know.
you go to get? Where do you mine?
I think
Where
I
do you get divine
I
sand?
think I make it.
Oh,
I think it was on my like list of things I could make. So let me. Nope, that was the wrong hut.
and where do you go? Is there like a fire pit or something where
There's
you have
you
to?
have you have like this is my apartment and it
Hmm.
has a crafting table in it.
Oh, okay, yeah, the typical crafting table, of course.
Um, divine incense.
Do
Oh,
you have to
I
get
need divine
sand
sand.
blessed of some kind? Yeah.
I need divine sand. Okay.
And how do you get divine sand?
You harvest it. I forget what it looks like.
Is there like a sand pit that's like glowing, sparkly, weird, and then you just pick it up, or you got to like mix this with that and
I think
then
it's like
this?
it looks like sulfur or something. It's
Hmm.
it's been a while since I.
Yeah.
And then I have to remember what storage hut I placed it in. I think the storage huts are the round one. Yeah, they're the round ones. Nope. Oh, I can go to. Oh, that's updated. Nope, it just goes to the marketplace. Never mind. Um, you know what? I should probably just go to the tribe management, see if anyone's gathering divine sand. The shaman hut is,
Mm,
but it needs a knife.
of course. You can't harvest divine sand without a nice knife. I mean, everybody knows that.
Thanks. Yeah, and it's complaining that semi-finished products or remove the hut. Yeah, so I think they're bitching that they need they're too far away from a divine sand source, which doesn't bode well for me. because that means I have to track it down, and I don't remember where any
Yeah,
is.
yeah. I couldn't tell you where Divine Sand is. I've never seen any myself.
Yeah, that's as much as there's things that I want to really really like about this game, it's just the small stuff that keeps it back.
It's like makes me wonder what other kind of crazy materials are out there with like a made up name that I don't know how to
Right?
find or
Yeah.
where to like where the like if it was like Divine Sand, I'd be like, okay, I guess I'm gonna go to the beach and like look down. I don't know. Like where do you get how do you know, what else is there gonna be?
Exactly. Yeah. Um, okay. They've changed around some stuff, but also I'm forgetting entirely how most of this works. So
Hmm.
that's fun.
I mean, it seems like it's got some polish to it though. Like it looks like a pretty nice looking game. It runs
Yeah,
fluidly.
it looks
There,
perfectly fine. There aren't a lot of complaints I have about that.
I mean, yeah,
Uh,
it seems like pretty detailed. A lot of stuff that you can do and build.
yeah, and it's definitely one of those games that you sit there and you're like, if they continue to work on this for a year and a half, which I don't know if they will, I can definitely see in updates it being, something really impressive.
Yeah, I mean the draw distance looks good, so you can see. I mean, this is the whole gimmick with the game is you want to be able to see into the distance to go there,
And
and find
one of the
landmarks and stuff.
one of the reasons I didn't want to, oh, that's Divine Sand, I believe.
Yeah, it looks like Divine Sand to me. All right, nice and chunky.
Yep, that was Divine Sand.
Boom.
Uh, yeah, it's the reason. One of the reasons I didn't want to review this when it first came out is it ran like shit. So I would at one point I was like turning down the resolution as low as I could get it,
Hmm.
and it was still chugging, and it had like a weird memory leak issue or something. So the longer you played it, the worse it ran.
Hmm.
So every couple of hours, I had to restart the game. And I'm like, this is long. I don't want to talk about this in the review because we might be one of the only people reviewing it.
Hmm.
But at launch, it's not running real good. Yeah, so that's one of the reasons that I was dragging my feet on the review itself. But yeah, it runs better now, so that's good.
Yeah, it
That's
seems
something.
like it's a lot of detail here. Unlike some of the other Ultimate games that we've played, seems like there's more polish with this one.
Yeah, and it is part of it is a collectathon. I will admit that is when you're building up a new village and you don't have like trade between the areas, it it takes a really long time to okay, well, you have to build this hut, but you have to find all this wood again, and then you start like enticing people to come to that village
Hmm.
slowly. Um, yeah, and it just takes a little while to get going in every new area. And from what I believe from telling from the map, is that I believe there's like 4 areas.
Yeah, it looks like a huge game. I mean, that's kind of the thing why I don't necessarily play like open world games because I just don't have the patience for it. Like instead of, like I hate like you need to get a thing, but in order to get the thing, you got to go mine this thing and you got to go harvest this thing and you got to go get that thing. Then you got to mix all three things and hope it comes out the right way. And then you got to get enough of it to build four things that you need to build like the one super thing that you need. It's like it just like never ends. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. In this game, there was to get to this village, the sand area from the forest area, you had to build this massive bridge to get across. And I had to run back and forth, and it was like 3 minutes from the village to get back there. And you can tell people, I want you to harvest this, and they will. That if you can supply them the tools or have someone else make the tools and get a supply chain kind of going, they'll harvest it. But the problem is that it's just you have to run back to the village every single fucking time.
Yeah. Yeah, and then there's always like a learning curve too. Like that's always a thing where it's like,
And if
okay,
you
you
stop
know you
playing,
had
yeah, if you stop
yeah, then
playing for a
you
week, you
forget
have to
about
relearn
yeah.
everything because it's
Yeah.
so nuanced to just this game. And it's not bad. Like when I was playing it, I was enjoying it until literally I got to the end of the second village, and it's just like, okay, well, here's your you beat this area, massive project to undertake. Go do that. It'll take fucking an hour or longer. So yeah, that part of it is frustrating.
Yeah, that's what holds me back from these games. It's like a huge time commitment. You have to learn stuff. It's like I understand like these kind of games have their audience, but for me it's like, oh, I'd rather just
Not
move on to the action. Yeah.
okay. So I can mine all of these.
Yeah, that was a nice explosion there, by the way.
Thanks.
What is this rock real quick? What is this now?
We're gonna find out.
A new material, perhaps? Is this like
It very
demonic stone
it
instead
could
of divine sand? Yeah, what
slate.
is this?
It's slate.
Oh, just plain slate.
It's
Boring.
just yeah.
I want some kind of a mystic adjective to describe my slate.
Well, I had to mine it to get through.
Yeah, like how it's like you're gonna blow this thing up, and now it like blocks the path, so you can't get back home. You got to break rocks to like climb over it.
Oh no, I'm going into a different area now that I've never been to.
Yeah, so they're
Bluestone.
gonna.
There you go.
I was just gonna say now you're gonna get all new material that you got to learn. Well, what the hell can I build
Oh
with
yeah. What
bluestone
does
now?
this go with? What does this do? Yeah. No, absolutely. Mushrooms.
See, shrooms, also different colored shrooms. You got a whole nother land now.
Yeah, look
All
at
new
that.
stuff.
Yeah, it's just that you know, it's just very samey, like I said. I know it's
Mhm.
like a weird complaint, but if you want me to play your game for, dozens and upon dozens of hours, I need something.
Right. Yeah. Is there a lot of combat in this, or is it just all building?
It's a lot of it's just building. Most of it is just building.
Yeah. At least there's other people in the world. You're not the only one.
Yeah, there are a lot of NPCs, but they all wear these weird masks, and I turned off the voices because they try to speak in some weird native language.
Yeah. Well, then you don't have to voice act it, and you don't have to like animate faces if you just put a mask on.
Right, yeah, but it's fully voiced.
Mm.
All right. So it forbids you from food. I don't need herbs. Quite interesting. I look for spices. Spices that'll make food last longer, but I'm afraid they're useless without food. I will build a market. Market? Why? Isn't that interesting? We have nothing to trade. Fire Mountain God's way is mysterious to all. I see. Complete the construction. Don't you just mean start the construction?
Yeah, that sounds like a huge job.
Yeah, and like I don't know if it's going to even let me build. Storage marketplace. Okay, yeah, I'll let me build right here.
Oh, so you don't have to cut down the grass or anything. You can just do it.
No, I'm pretty sure the grass will just fucking. Am I? I'm out of wood. Yeah, now it's time to cut down a tree. Oh, and you have to walk around the tree too, which is like,
yeah.
Which is
it's
like you do it the first time in concept, you're like, oh, that's cool, and then after that, you're like, this is dumb and I hate it.
Yes. I mean, yeah, that's a good point. I mean, in Minecraft, I think you could just like punch the same tree in the
Yeah.
same spot and it eventually just kind of explodes and
Oh,
pops away.
there's no like moving around it or anything like that. No, you just
Yeah.
punch the same tree. This it's like, oh no, you have to like move around stuff and and I'm out of wood. Yeah, and there's a lot of times that you'll get more resources than you think you would, and
Hmm.
then other times you get like right there, not enough to make a floor out of a giant fucking tree.
Yeah. And then the other thing is like you get these games and you get so much crap in your inventory that it's like you got to learn how to manage the inventory. You get over encumbered. You might walk slow,
Yep.
or even if you don't get over encumbered, you still have to navigate this ridiculously huge because there's 1,000 different ingredients at that point to build stuff and craft stuff and cook stuff.
Well, this one does this like, it outlines what you're supposed to build in like
Hmm.
light blue.
Yeah.
Well, the problem with that is that it blends into the background sometimes. Also, your action key is the same as the build put stuff there key. I do like how they set things up so you just like I can mouse over it really quickly and it just kind of puts stuff there.
Yeah, that's nice.
That's a cool feature. I actually really like that. But there's just other shit that's just like, okay, this is gonna blend in and make it
Hmm.
all the more difficult when
What was that red?
I need to eat.
Mm.
Oh,
I was gonna say, are you getting sunburn? What was because you looked up right when that happened?
it needs to be baked. Do I have water? I don't have any fucking water on me. Oh well, fuck it. Yeah, see, they just kind of like some of the stuff just blends right in.
Oh yeah, it's kind of hard to see those little like nooks and crannies.
I have enough health. There. Okay. That's done. Yeah, that's it. And then I'm assuming I have to, go back and talk to her. Oh, there's water right here. Never mind.
Can you just get any water, or you gotta?
It doesn't matter. I know what you were thinking. If like I had to purify it or something, but
Or like, yeah, salt water. Like, what is there a?
oh
Yeah.
no, it won't. It won't let you drink salt water. I have tried to drink salt water.
Oh.
The market is built. You've gained my trust. Well, thank you. Okay, what do I do? Find the disciple. Yeah, I think that's good for us this week.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like I said, it's a pretty detailed game. If you're into these building, crafting kind of games, I'd say give it a shot. It just came out a couple of weeks ago. It is available on Steam. I think it's only available on Steam, and it is $20 right now. And they have been updating it since release. So yeah, check us out at mygamer.com, and you can follow me on Twitter at ZachGaz, ZACKGAZ. And until next time, thank you for watching.